Hello lovelies, and welcome to a new Project Life process video. So this is my week 3. Yes, I forgot I even had it. I really forgot. I recently found it while going back through, I've been trying to back up my photos to iCloud because I had a major dilemma with my hard drive and I found it. Anyway, long story short, here we go with a new Project Life process video. So I'm doing a grab 5. And if you haven't heard of a grab 5, it's basically where you pick 5 things from your stash and you make sure you use them on your layout. I love to use a grab 5 system for Project Life photos. It's a great way for me to use up my stash, and yeah, I always feel sometimes that my Project Life can start to look very repetitive, so I like the grab 5 because I make sure to always grab 5 different things. Unfortunately, I skipped past the part where I told you what my 5 things were. I know one of them was a container that I had of bits and pieces, which are mostly DIY embellishments. There was also titles, I believe. I had some cut apart sheets, and I can't remember what the last 2 were. I'll know them you'll see them at the beginning of the video, but it was so quick that I was too busy explaining to you about my video and that I totally forgot to show you what they were. But yeah, so with my weeks, I have been working on building up my alphabet stamp stash so I can stamp my titles, because I just find it so much easier than always using the same letters in my thickers over and over. And I am trying to remember to put the dates. Very bad for that, but it's helping. So I'm trying to remember to put the dates, and then I've got one of those DIY embellishments down there. DIY embellishments are basically where you build your own embellishment clusters. Adele Toomey, Inky Quill, is where I got the idea from. She does plenty of videos over on her YouTube on it. She is also where, I don't know if she created the idea, but she definitely does it the most that I've ever seen of the grab 5, and that's where I got it from. So yeah, lots of great inspiration from Inky Quill there. But yeah, so I've got my embellishments, and I've also got it's a little sticker book. I think it's a Ranger or a Tim Holtz little alphabet sticker book. I bought like 3 of them when they were out because they're fantastic for doing titles, and there's so many in there. I really wish that they still sold these because they're amazing. And I'm just writing my happy place on this one. I'm using one of those thicker titles. If you've watched any of my recent videos, I have been mentioning I'm trying to use up a lot of those because I have a basket full. And I actually put a post up on my Instagram of how make sure you use them, because if you leave them too long, it gets very hard to get the backing off, which is what happened with my top photo that says Go Girl. It took me so long to peel the backing off that. But yeah, the picture down the bottom that I just did with my happy place, I was playing with not distress. I was playing with gloss sprays, and I used the alcohol ink sprayer thingy that you can get, the little puffy thing, and it went everywhere, like everywhere. I was covered in it. But yeah, it's the first time I'd gotten an arty messy in a while, so that's why I had to take a picture of that. I was also in a sarong because it was really hot, so the entire top half of my chest, my face, my arms, even my desk was covered in purple. It was eggplant gloss spray, so that was a lot of fun. So this is a picture of Ruby in the pool, Aunt Nicole's pool, and we finally got her a float, and a floaty, and she was loving it because she really wanted to go on her own. So that was a lot of fun, and I love making sure I've got some negative space in my photos so I can embellish my photos and use big titles like this. So that was always that was a lot of fun to do. This picture here is a picture. So recently this year, Ruby's preschool has started using an app, and they put observations up of the kids, and this was one of those. So this was Ruby counting some of those eggs. So it's just a little bit of fun to include these things on her day, and that's one of her teachers. This is my sister and my dad. This was at Luna's birthday party, who was my niece. She turned 6. She had a mermaid pool party, but her birthday is the day before my dad's and the day after my brother's, so we sort of do 3 cakes in one, and we had a table full of cake. And yeah, they were next to each other, and I thought, oh, here's a nice photo, let's take a snap. So I just put that in here. Ruby on her ball. Ruby is a big sensory seeker, and we have included some OT sensory seeking activities, especially before bed, and one of them is bouncing on the gym ball, and she loves it. This picture here I love. It's Ruby loves unicorns. Before it was Mummy that loved unicorns and got them for her, but lately she's been loving the unicorns. And she used to ride around on her little toy broom. So I thought, oh, maybe for Christmas she could get one of those little horses. And it was actually a unicorn, which was really cool. But, of course, as well as ride it, she likes to hit her brother with it. So that was a lot of fun to include that. And, yeah, I've got a... this is just a little, I think it was actually a printable. It was in that container. This little IKEA container, that red container, had a lot of bits and pieces in it. I have a fair few of these containers all through my art room, and they've just got random bits and pieces in it. And so when I include that in my Grab 5 especially, it really helps me go through it and use up some of those random bobs, because I like random bits and pieces, but I really want to use them more. So, yeah, that's why I like including it, because it gives me a nice little array of things to choose from to embellish. All right, this is the other side now. That top photo, I've covered up some faces with some Post-it notes. I don't think I've ever done that in the past. We've got lots of kids in my photos, you'll notice, but Cooper does go on Saturdays out with a support worker and a group of likability peers, and I don't have permission from their parents to post, so I've just covered up their faces. And, you know, that's cool. You can still get the gist of the photo. They're giving a really cool thumbs up. One of his support workers always sends me photos from his Saturday outings, which is lots of fun, and I do love to include them. But, yeah, if any of the other kids are in there, or the other young people, are in there, I will probably I'll make sure to cover them up. But, yeah, what else is happening? Oh, down the bottom. So this is another DIY embellishment, and these are 2 3x4 photos, but I've kept them together because it was sort of the same. It was the same day. This was actually a leftover photo. So this week has 4 pages, but you're only going to see 2. Now, the other 2 pages are when we went to Movie World and Wet n Wild. So it was just the one day where we went on a little family outing. And instead of include them, I sort of just did those separate. So this is my general week overview, and the other 2 pages are specific for Movie World and Wet n Wild. But those 2 pictures down the bottom were left over from Wet n Wild that wouldn't fit on the page, so I thought I'd just throw them in here. I get to keep extra photos. I took a lot of photos, and I've gone away from that mindset that I can only use 2 pages for my weeks, because I take a lot of photos and I want to, I want to see my photos, especially since I've had a hard drive issue. I'm trying very hard not to cry. I'm pretty sure I can save it. Well, I can't, but I'm pretty sure I can get it saved. It is my main hard drive. I do have a backup of my hard drive, but my hard drive is a 2 terabyte. The backup is a 1 terabyte, so the backup stops at 2020. So 21, 22, 23. Thankfully, all of this year, I hadn't had a chance to back up. I'm actually only up to August of 2023 because I was having computer issues as well and I was getting lazy. But my hard drive got dropped one too many times, and I can see it on my computer, but it won't open. So I am hopeful that I can get it recovered, because it's still there. It just needs a bit more finessing. So, yeah, like I said, there's about 3 years on there that isn't backed up. So I'm trying not to cry. I did have my father-in-law backing up on his hard drive too, but he's lost his hard drive as well. So we're in a bit of a tangle at the moment, which is why I'm like, I really need to get my photos printed, put them in the album. So if the worst does happen, I've got hard copies somewhere. I've got my albums, I've got my photos in my album. So yeah, I'm really trying hard. If I love a photo, I'm just going to print it and put it in my album. I'm not going to stick to that 2 pages per week, because I take more than that. So yeah, long tangent, but basically that is why you'll see in the future a lot of my layouts will be, a lot, not just focused on 2 pages. But anyway, I missed totally everything I was doing, but you can see the gist of it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will post this up real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.